Today's show was recorded live at The Refinery, Charleston's hub for creative industry. Go to therefinerychs.com to get events, venue, and contact information. Now on with the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shrimp City Report, the Lowcountry's finest podcast on entertainment, leisure, and living, and now food.
Yeah.
How you doing, DJ?
Busting our chops on a new segment, huh?
That's right. Finally getting into that. Today, we're lucky to have John Lewis from Lewis's Barbecue, an icon in Charleston, one of the places that I will unabashedly say we tell everybody that we know that comes to visit to go to Lewis's. So how are you doing today, John?
I'm doing well. Doing very well.
Thanks for having us. We're recording at the Refinery today, as we always do. You're just around the corner, but Charleston traffic, how about that, huh?
It is nothing compared to traffic in Atlanta. We just opened our fourth restaurant.
That's right. You were just down there a few weeks ago, so I'll definitely have to cover that. So, John, where are you from?
Where am I from? You guys want a big secret? A really, really big secret?
Yeah, let it out.
Yeah, that I've never told anybody ever because I'm the Texas guy.
Exclusive.
Yeah. I lived the first 2 years of my life in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh my goodness.
God.
There it is.
All right. Well, this is gotcha journalism. We're out.
That's it.
That's it. We were just here for that.
Man, that adds a little more flavor to the story, though. No pun intended. So Texas, we do know that you were from Texas. So
yeah, I grew up in El Paso, Texas, which is, I don't know if you would exactly call that Texas.
That's like super west, right?
If we start talking about my second restaurant here in Charleston, we might get into why you wouldn't call it exactly Texas. But yeah, it's the very, very, as far as out of Texas as you can get, with still having a foot inside of it in Texas. But my father, all his family grew up in that area out there. He joined the Coast Guard. He got stationed in New York. He met my mom there. I was born in New York.
And hence the Brooklyn. Okay.
And then we came back to El Paso.
Okay. What type of education did you have growing up in Texas?
Just normal public school.
Yeah.
El Paso education.
Growing up in West Texas, you had obviously the Tex-Mex, if I'm made free to say that. I mean, you had those kind of influences growing up around the house. I mean, was that the kind of stuff that you would see around El Paso in your home?
Is it like a rule
at the high school casserole dinner?
Or is it a rule like every Texan has to have a barbecue every Saturday? You know?
Okay, so let me explain. It's way different in El Paso, Texas, which is, you see a lot of it in the news lately, right? Because it's on the border and things are happening on the border kind of deal. What happens when you live on an international border is, which is also a huge trade zone. For our country and other countries too. So it's not just the people that live in Mexico and not just the people. Let me back up a little bit. So El Paso, it's where Texas and Mexico and New Mexico meet together at one point. It's right on the border there. So there's a lot of international trade going on, which doesn't just include people from those three areas also too. So there's a lot of different influences and stuff going on. And where do we start with the question? The food from there?
The culture, the food culture.
So I never call it Tex-Mex. I call it border cuisine out there.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
And I feel like it's a blend of, the West Texas cattle drive, kind of cowboy, open fire, barbecue pit cooking kind of stuff. A lot of mesquite wood because that's the only wood that grows in the middle of the desert.
Okay.
A blend of, all sort of, Mexican cuisines that are in the Sonoran Desert. It's in the Sonoran Desert there.
Okay.
Kind of come to a point right there too. And then a whole bunch of like Native American influences.
Interesting. Okay.
All coming down from just a little bit north of there because I'm not a super big history buff, but some of the last Native American tribes that weren't, being pushed to reservations and stuff like that, their last stands were in New Mexico right there around those border areas. And so a lot of that food is still injected into it. And then saying with, international trading zone kind of thing, other influences come into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes for quite a good mix. I mean, you have the generational traditional foods and 3-4 different kinds like you've explained. And then I never thought about what an international trade zone could bring to the area. I mean, that's an even bigger pot. So that's very, very interesting. Yeah, because I mean, if you're talking to many of our South Carolina Lowcountry listeners, they're probably thinking West Texas, cowboy songs, and of course, brisket.
Texas Pete.
Yeah.
Texas Pete from North Carolina.
Yeah. I know, isn't that funny? Yeah. Hey, were you like into culinary arts or were you into cooking? Did your family cook a lot?
I was super into it. How did I get into cooking? My father, he worked for IBM and he was a salesman for IBM and he was traveling around the world a whole bunch all the time, like kind of and started getting to a height when I was like, end of middle school into high school kind of thing. My mother, she got breast cancer, had to have some surgeries done, then followed by mono, and she was kind of down a little bit. And there's 3 of us kids. And my dad has to get supporting the family. So I just started like trying to cook for the family.
Okay.
Because I'm the oldest.
Out of necessity. Okay.
The oldest. Right. But that's also at the same time when this is like, I'm 47. 47? Yeah, I'm 47 now. This is before, a whole bunch of Food Network stuff like PBS.
That was it.
Was there, and there's some cooking shows on there. And I remember I loved watching Baking with Julia Child.
Yeah.
There was a few other shows on there, but that was kind of all you could get. But I thought, you know what, there's a whole culinary world out here. And I started experimenting since I was kind of cooking for the family a little bit, and it got me really into it.
So when do you think you started like actually cutting your teeth on like even something simple as like slow roasting or like any type of like super like long meat preparation?
Cooking outside.
Yeah, cooking outside even.
Cooking outside. Wow. Okay. I was in the Boy Scouts in El Paso. I was in Troop 4. This guy named Sam Snoddy, who was our scoutmaster. He had been the scoutmaster forever, but it was not like normal Boy Scouts.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not making macaroni art and spray painting it with gold spray paint kind of thing. It was a high adventure troop. So like at 11 years old, I was summiting like 13,000 foot with 80 pounds on my back.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Going out for 2 weeks.
Kill your first rattlesnake.
Going over matters.
Not only that, but you're probably in one of the most hottest spots in the country too.
Yeah.
Just drinking tons of water.
And stuff like that. What was the question?
When did you start first cooking outside?
Yeah. Oh, so that was in the Boy Scouts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything is in your pack for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And everything's cooked with mesquite and
It depends where you're at. If you're in Colorado, it's pine wood and stuff like that, and a lot of one-pot meals and stuff, but also learning how to forage for things. Like, you're out for 2 weeks with dry food in your packs, and if you can find wild onions, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Or wild strawberries or raspberries, things like that.
Amazing. Did you make like a transition into barbecuing, as we would say, or smoking, or that kind of cooking?
Okay, well, when I was 18, I moved to Austin, Texas, which is the cool town.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Deep Ellum. Yeah.
It's super. That's Dallas.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
Dallas, we call Dallas southern Oklahoma.
Oh, that's funny.
Houston is just basically Louisiana.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You're right.
El Paso is, you're pretty much in Mexico.
Yeah. Austin isn't the slogan.
Austin is like central Texas.
Keep it weird.
The university. Yeah.
Keep it weird.
Yeah.
A lot of amazing bands came out of there too. So,
which was so much fun when I moved to Austin.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Like I was at the time super into indie rock music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like
anything that wasn't cool, like I would like that.
Yeah. And a lot of great punk rock came out of there too. Butthole Surfers.
So that was very exciting.
Yeah.
Because growing up in El Paso, all you got to see was, there wasn't even like an art house theater there where you can see cool movies. Me and my buddy volunteered at one that was up in New Mexico, right outside Las Cruces, which was like an hour drive away. But like the film The English Patient.
Yeah.
Not that crazy, right? Back then, but you couldn't even see that at the Megaplex in El Paso. You'd have to go up there to see something like that. So, yeah, when I got to Austin, like seeing bands that wasn't like in El Paso, like Ozzy Osbourne would come through.
Right.
That kind of thing. And you'd go because there was nothing else to do. But
yeah, I guess that wasn't
not my favorite cool bands like Sonic Youth and stuff like that.
Saw them several times. Yeah.
All right, we got something in common.
Yeah.
In Austin, I got to see that stuff when I got there, so that was super neat.
That's cool. That's inspiring too. I mean, it's got to get you hyped for other stuff you might be interested in. So, did you go to Austin to go to UT, or just what'd you do?
No, I didn't go to UT. My family moved there a year before I left El Paso, but they let me stay. I lived with my grandma in a single wide trailer in a trailer park for my senior year of high school. So I didn't have to go to a new high school. And then I went down and met my family in Austin.
Oh, okay.
But I had been getting super into the cooking stuff. I really liked baking. And when I got there, I found a job working at a commercial bakery that did all hand kind of, what would I compare it to? Here, it is very large. And it still does service all the more higher end restaurants in all of Austin and San Antonio. It's called New World Bakery.
Okay.
I would compare it to like the product that Normandy Farms puts out, but on a much larger scale, like stuff all made by hand. And
Oh, okay.
I got a job there. First day, I was just cleaning bun pans. And then like a year and a half later, I was a production manager of this whole.
Do you still miss like the baking aspect, or is it still involved in your restaurant?
I have nightmares about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the mixing bowls that we would use for those. We had to repair one of like the 4 of them. Like you'd be putting bags of flour in there and then measuring off for the recipe size that you needed the extra 7 or 47 pounds, but just putting in bags. This weighs 50 pounds and I need 400 and something pounds of flour in here. That's
Jesus. That's a big KitchenAid.
There was 2 of us inside of one of them trying to
like inside
repair the dough hook, how it was attaching to the thing at one point. And
geez, that sounds like
massive production, which was kind of crazy for an 18-year-old.
Sounds like an iron smelter or something.
It does,
that's nuts. And it's weird because baking, I have always heard, it's basically chemistry, and you want to be super special. And if you're in 3,000 gallon KitchenAid, I mean, that is kind of hard to do that. So.
The neat thing was, though, I got to get trained by German and French master bakers.
Oh, right on.
They're people like kids that started like when they were 12 years old in the apprenticeship program in Europe.
That's awesome.
So it was super cool. I got excellent training there. And then I was there for maybe like 3 years maybe. And then I went off and tried some other spots and started doing pastries at different bakeries and more bread at other places and stuff like that. But the whole time I was there, as soon as I got to Austin, was, wow, barbecue is different here. It's better than what it is in West Texas.
Oh, okay.
It's not hot and fast. It's not cooked on mesquite. It's this whole different kind of thing. And come to find out, it's all the influence of German and Czech immigrants with their smoking traditions from over there that all settled in Central Texas. And that's kind of how Central Texas barbecue got born.
Okay.
That is pretty cool. I never would have thought about that. I would have thought maybe something indigenous or, out of necessity that, maybe they cooked it longer because the cuts of beef were not tender or whatever. But that's really interesting.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like very long traditions of smoking meats over there, right? They started doing the same things down Central Texas.
Very interesting.
And the barbecue joints there started off not as barbecue joints. They were meat markets.
Oh, really? Okay.
Meat markets. But this is back before refrigeration, right?
Yeah.
So you got to
smoking
shelf life, and then they started cooking stuff when if it's not going to be able to be sold fresh, you got to cook it. And so they would smoke it.
So
I guess
in Austin, beef is king, it seems like. Was it the same? Was it like that on the border as well?
Yeah.
I guess, and it's a lot of the Texas kind of thing out there, and there's cattle ranches.
Mm-hmm.
You would not imagine, you would think that cattle need a lot of grass to graze.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There's just cattle ranches everywhere in the middle of the desert, and it's just cactus out there.
The biggest discerning factor in Southeast barbecue, and we'll eventually get into this, but we do need to talk about the restaurant at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But the biggest thing, is brisket, beef, and then the pork here. What was it? What was the landscape like in Texas? Not literally, but what was it like with barbecue? Was there pulled pork, chopped pork, anything like that? Was it pretty much beef centric?
Well, kind of what I know is El Paso, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of pork there too because of the whole, Mexican influence thing going on. But then in Austin, Texas, there really wasn't that much great barbecue. In Austin, Texas, you'd have to go on the outskirts. You'd have to get out into the hill country a little bit in the little small towns to find it, where there were still, these old-timey butcher shops that had eventually turned into barbecue joints based on what I said before about the preservation.
Okay, so it's almost out of necessity that method of barbecue came out rather than like modernization. That makes sense.
But as far as not maybe too much pork out in the outskirts around outside,
sure,
I would say there's definitely barbecue in Austin, just like there's barbecue. I don't know. Let's pick a town.
Fayetteville. No, well, that's
anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the barbecue scene that's going on in Austin and Central Texas, which spread out from Austin even further. That didn't start happening until Franklin Barbecue opened.
Okay.
And then that was an introduction of a new style of making the old classics, but up to a certain standard. Not really reinventing the meal or the wheel or how to do it, just executing at a much higher level.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, barbecue got really cool in Austin. And it was like, there weren't food trucks really at that point or anything. I think maybe Portland had a few food trucks, but there weren't really too many. I mean, it was just the taco truck, that it goes to the construction site kind of thing. And it was in a food truck and just people started lining up. There's like, all of a sudden lines start happening because you need to get it before it's sold out kind of thing. And that's, I think, the birth point of the hype for all this Texas barbecue. And it just spread out from Austin and, trying to emulate that thing that came out of that trailer.
So you're in Austin, working in a bakery, doing high school stuff as well. At what point do you get to the point where you're leading your own restaurant?
I moved up to Denver, Colorado for 3 years with my girlfriend at the time. She wanted to go to a fashion design school up there. And so I went with her. And as soon as I left Austin, I had already been dabbling in the backyard trying to figure out how to make this Central Texas style barbecue. But I got to Denver and you couldn't buy barbecue there. And I was craving it, like leaving there.
Interesting.
So it forced me. I was like, I need this. I haven't been without it for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And the best that we had up there was next to Walmart, a Famous Dave's, which is a very big chain restaurant. It's kind of similar to like ribs at Chili's kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like absolute shit.
So not like.
But I would go there because I was like, I want some barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm subjected to eating boiled ribs that got wrapped in plastic wrap, cooled back down, and being reheated on a gas-powered grill while they put some barbecue sauce on it.
That's
to caramelize, kind
absolutely.
Of thing.
Absolutely.
And so I started like building pits in my backyard.
Wow,
Denver.
It's because you were desperate.
Yeah.
I love that.
At that point, I craved like smoked meat.
Did the neighbors just think you're a madman, or after they got the smell, they're like,
very high fences.
digging pits. So your friends started coming over and they never left.
I did that before I even left Austin up to Denver. I was digging pits in my backyard, actually.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's take a picture of him real quick. See if it's the FBI database. I love that. That's man. That is just desperation. And the fervor that you had for that. Were you mad scientisting out there?
Kind of a little bit, and stuff started coming off kind of good. I had already been doing it back in Austin. I started like not using like the pit from Home Depot, the $150 barrel cooker thing, and just find it going to like scrap yards and use restaurant supply equipment places and like hobbling stuff together. Taught myself how to weld.
I was about to say,
to put things together and just started experimenting, and stuff started coming out good. And I started having people over to my house that I worked with, friends that we had made there. And the parties kept getting bigger and bigger because people liked it. And then someone said, you should do competition barbecue, which I didn't know it was a thing that even existed.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. This is before like Barbecue Pitmasters
before
came
it was
out,
cool.
TV show kind of thing. And I looked into it, I was like, oh, that is a thing. And then I went and did one. Did not horribly. Got like a 5th place in ribs, and that kind of got me hooked on that. But I figured out what you have to make is totally different than the kind of food that you want to eat.
Was it kind of a shock going from Colorado, where you don't see this, and then going to a barbecue competition where kind of like-minded people?
I was doing them in Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
So I had an edge on these guys, because if you have an example of what you're trying to, you know, what I would,
there you go.
What I would say is the best version of, beef barbecue. If you already know what you're aiming for, you have a goal to shoot for. And the guys out there were just like putting like basically corn syrup on top of brisket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of thing.
So you, I guess, transitioned from that. Someone says, why don't you enter competitions?
So
I guess the evolution should be.
Started doing well at it. Started winning some competitions. My girlfriend and I had broken up, and I was like, I don't need to stay in Denver anymore. I'm going to move back to... Well, here's another thing. I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself at that point. I'm like 27, 28. I started going to Metro State College in Denver and got my prerequisites out of the way to go to transfer to UC Davis to get into the enology and viticulture program over there, which is grape growing and winemaking.
Oh, really? Okay.
Something I really got into.
Yeah.
I have lots of hobbies. Not so many now because I got 4 restaurants.
Yeah.
But
one of the owners of Firefly, I think, went there too.
It's kind of the place in the whole world.
Yeah, that's
for that.
Man, that's profound. So when you were getting your
credits,
early credits, was that in mind that you're going to go to Berkeley?
That was
my
plan. UC Davis.
Davis. I'm sorry, Davis,
but very near there, up in Northern California.
Yeah, cool, close enough for government work.
Beautiful country out there too. And so I didn't have a reason to be in Denver anymore. My girlfriend and I broke up. I needed a just work for a little bit to get up, save up a little bit of money to go to school. My parents said, well, come back down to Austin, just live in our house for like a year, get a job back where you used to work, maybe do that and just save your money. And then you can go out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. While I was in Denver, and a friend of mine, Aaron Franklin, he had found a trailer at Lake Austin for free, like on Craigslist or something like that, and had been kind of building it out, finding some parts for free and stuff to make a food trailer. And we had hung out before, like backyard barbecues at his place and stuff. I helped with those. Anyways, I come back to Austin. He had this trailer open for like a week, and I was just hanging out. And I was like, I'll come help you. And then that turned in, like, it went well the first day. And then I just ended up quitting the job that I had gotten when I got there, a restaurant job, and just started doing that full time, like a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Later.
So the food,
and so it was like the two of us just in a trailer on the side of I-35 for, I don't know, like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah. So when you first did that,
just figuring it out, and
yeah. So when you first did that, did you come with the product that you had been working on all your life, or did that you,
at this point what I'm serving right now?
No, I'm talking about then at the food truck when you first came. Did you?
There was still more building to do.
So when the first time that you ever sold your product,
myself,
yes, yourself, when you were like you took that leap of faith to sell it. Was it the product you've always been working on, the stuff that was near and dear, or
it's never stopped. What I'm selling right now still isn't, it's not perfect yet. It just never gets there.
But
there's always something more to tweak.
Right. At that point, did you have any consideration on the consumer at that, thinking, is this what they're going to want?
Or,
am I going to go straight, this is what I make?
Well,
no, I make
see
it the
if
way
you
I
like
want
it.
Yeah. I guess that is a good point. Bringing, I guess, this new style of barbecue to the Carolinas,
or
one of the
even
most hotly debated, don't even get us started on barbecue sauce alone,
beef and pork country.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason for the mural over at the restaurant. The cow with the crown on it.
Right.
All Hail the King. That's not about me.
Yeah.
That was just kind of like, I'm just gonna say beef is better than pork.
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, I like that. Kind of what I was getting at. You weren't doing market research and focus groups and shit like that. You're like, I make great stuff. This is what we're going to do.
Sticking to guns.
And then how did you end up in Charleston?
After maybe like a year and a half with Aaron at Franklin Barbecue, I still wanted to go out to Northern California. And so like I decided my time was finished there and that they were rolling along. They didn't need my help anymore.
Okay.
We had hired people. There was like a staff of probably like 30 people at that point. I had moved into a brick and mortar restaurant. And I wanted to go do other things. I still wanted to go up to Northern California. But then I started thinking, well, maybe I don't want to do winemaking anymore. Maybe I just want to make barbecue because I've really been enjoying it. And I thought that I wanted to go to Healdsburg, California, which is kind of like a county seat in Sonoma County. Really beautiful up there. There's lots of vineyards, lots of tourists go there too. And they didn't have this kind of barbecue up there. The one thing I knew was I didn't want to make barbecue in Austin, Texas, because it had just gotten really hot, like in the last year and a half.
Okay.
And it's continued to do that. And like kids, like they're like, ooh, I think being a pitmaster is cool now all of a sudden.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, the new rockabilly. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to move to Austin, Texas and open a barbecue joint. That was the worst idea ever. It's so oversaturated.
Austin, then 8 years later, craft brewing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like, take it to somewhere where it's not at.
Yeah.
So you're not, competing with everyone. So, and I took a little time off because I hadn't been able to do any barbecue competition while my time was at Franklin Barbecue because we were working the whole time. And so I took a couple months off. I did some barbecue competition for a little bit. And then I started hanging out with this guy, John Miller. It's spelled like you should say Mueller, but it's Miller.
Okay.
And he had a spot across town in a trailer, and he was doing a little bit more of an old school style barbecue, and he was doing hot and fast barbecue. And this is actually when I was still working at Franklin. Monday was my day off, and his trailer was closed on Mondays, and we'd hang out and just cook stuff.
Yeah.
We did like a whole side of beef, like over open coals one time. And then little parties started happening on Mondays around that too. But so we had become friends and went off and did barbecue competition for a little bit. And then I was like kind of thinking, okay, I think I want to hit the road and go to California. And then he called me one day. He's like, I need some help over here. And I was like, okay, I'll come out over and help for a little bit. And I thought, well, you know what? No one's ever taught me how to make barbecue. It's all been, trial and error, kind of self-taught kind of thing.
Yeah.
Building my own pits to make the machine that I need to make whatever. So maybe I'll go hang out with him for a couple weeks. At the end of a few weeks, something happened with him and the owner, who was his sister, and state taxes not being paid.
Oh, yeah.
Like sales tax not being collected, but not being paid kind of stuff, in a dire situation. And I was approached with this idea like, hey, can you just help us? I got to remove somebody. We need to restart. And so in the course of 3 days, I was like, you know what? Maybe let me give it a shot. I'm not going to be partners with you forever. I'll just do some consulting. And then that turned into like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And the things we were doing, like refining the processes, creating a, version 2.0 of everything, and getting to a point where the media was saying, okay, now you're number one in Austin. We called it Law Barbecue. It opened up as LA Barbecue. Leanne was my partner in it.
Okay.
And it was named after her. We figured this all out in 3 days. And we had a sign that said LA Barbecue. And I was like, this is really bad. And I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the cooking and everything that. I was living in a camper for the first 6 months, a camper on the dirt lot next to the serving trailer.
Right.
Okay,
and I would go sleep there for 2 hours, come back, keep the fire going, be doing stuff.
Right,
there was 3 of us working there. But then we're also serving 300 people a day. It opened up with the craziest line ever when we reopened up under this new name. But LA Barbecue, LA Barbecue, I was like, this is bad. People are going to think this is Los Angeles Barbecue.
Right.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
And then on the street, on South First Street, there's like El this and La that. These Mexican Tex-Mex restaurants. I was like, let's just call it La, like a lowercase L-A barbecue. Like we're part of
it works great.
South First Street kind of group kind of thing. Where was I going with all this? Oh, how did I get to Charleston?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to.
Started getting accolades in Austin. You know, we're topping the list. People that were up at the top of the list, I'm being all them. I was like, you know what? I think I've proven my point now. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go back out and take this over to California where I want to live. Like one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Sure.
This certain area of California. An opportunity came along with the Charleston Brown Water Society.
Yeah, we've interviewed them before.
Through Eric Doska, who was a writer for the city paper here.
Yeah, he was.
I think, and a member of the Charleston Brown Water Society. And he had been down in Austin doing a little barbecue tour because that's when the news of all the hype and the hubbub in Austin with barbecue had started reaching out to even out this far kind of thing. And he was really impressed with the stuff at Loud Barbecue. And he contacted somebody that knew me and we got on the phone and they wanted to bring me out to do an event out here for the Charleston Brown Water Society's first, I don't know what you call it, big thing for like they sell 500 tickets.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. And it was going to be Rodney Scott was going to do the South Carolina barbecue and I was going to come do the Texas beef-based barbecue. And it was called the Charleston Brown Water Society South Carolina Texas Barbecue Invitational, I think is what it was.
That's a mouthful.
Something really long.
So it wasn't them bringing you out almost like the heel of a WWE match, right?
It's an away game, right?
It was very friendly, everything. And I had never been to South Carolina before, much less Charleston. I am operating Loud Barbecue at the time in Austin, and to find out time off to do this was a little difficult. And so I found some people to drive a pit that I built because I didn't have an extra pit at that point.
Yeah.
So I built an extra pit to haul it out here and to be helpers during the cook and serving. They did that. And then I flew in like the day before we needed to start cooking. I got picked up and I got driven straight from the airport. I didn't even see downtown Charleston. Straight across 526 on the way to Hemingway to go meet Rodney Scott.
Yeah.
And it was, by the time we got there, it was hours after serving, but he saved a little bit of, and that was my first ever time I've ever tasted South Carolina barbecue. Got to meet Rodney. He was super cool. He showed me everything. And then the next day we were both back at Holy City Brewery on Dorchester.
Right? The old Dorchester.
The scary part. And then I was up at night, for like 3 nights in a row there in the back lot on Dorchester with sirens going by and everything. But during that time, I got to make friends with people that were working in the tap room there. Those guys, Rodney came out the night before. We spent all night together while he was doing his hog thing and all that. So I didn't really know anything about Charleston. Leading up to this, I think it was on a Sunday, like at noon was when we were serving people and all these ticket holders. Anyways, the event happens, the people come in, there's a lot of people. And I realized South Carolina knows nothing about beef barbecue.
I was 40 before I ever saw it.
What they might know about beef barbecue is the worst versions of it ever, which is why they think they don't like beef
Absolutely.
barbecue.
It's Walmart store-bought ribs is pretty much the...
Kingsford's,
or brisket that's just... People thought they didn't like brisket.
Yeah.
Like everyone coming through. And
too chewy is like the main...
Chewy, dry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
absolutely.
Good, right? And expensive because it's beef, right?
Yeah.
It costs like 3 times as much as pork. So people are coming through the line, and my serving style is I give you a taste before, and that's how we do it at the restaurants too, which has ended up working out really well out here because, there's not a lot of people to convert still here in downtown Charleston, and it's a lot of tourist traffic, and we have a name for ourselves now, so they know that they're coming for brisket, but people that don't, you got to give them a bite first because they think they don't even want that.
They're dubious. Yeah, I can understand.
So these 500 people coming through the line, they're just freaking out about it. And that would happen in Austin, but everyone's used to it. And we were making, a more elevated version of a traditional style, not anything new. A lot of people have called what I do called neo-traditional. I think it's just done to more exacting standards.
Okay.
And holding it to a higher level.
You know what the
And
advantage?
consistency.
Yeah. An advantage there is you have an entire new landscape, and if we don't know anything from brisket to begin with, you're hitting us with some of the best in the world. There's we don't have anything to draw from on that.
Yeah,
so that's what's pretty amazing. So, and to make all those converts, and don't need to get me started on the fact that throughout the Carolinas, there's chopped, pulled, there's 4 kind of sauces. Geez, I mean, with brisket, is sauce an afterthought, or,
Our goal is to make it to where you don't have to add anything to it.
Okay,
It's just delicious on its own. It's tender on its own. You don't have to chop it. You don't have to pull it. It's just...
Yeah, we can vouch for that.
So what was when you were starting, what was your original menu in this location, and has it evolved?
Let me finish answering what we started with. With the thing to answer the first question that you had. Like, how'd I get to Charleston?
Oh, yeah.
So this event is happening and everyone's freaking out. And I was like, man, this is really good response. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking about going to California with this. Maybe the audience is right here. And then the event ends like around 4:30 something in the afternoon. And I didn't have to fly out till the next day. And I had made some friends with some people in the tap room. And then their day was over, like when this event was over too. And they said, let me take you out. Like, I was like, we're on the coast, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's go see that and let's go downtown. And they took me, they're like, we got just the thing for you. And they took me to the Ordinary Seafood. It was a fantastic restaurant. And then we went across the street to the Belmont, super awesome, or the Belmont, that was on King Street.
Right.
Super awesome cocktail bar. And then just kind of walked King Street a little bit, not so much near like the college places, but like seeing different restaurants and stuff. And then went out to one of the new friends I had made was house sitting out on Shem Creek.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I got to go out on the dock. A hose went. I know you're not supposed to do this. That's why I'm not saying who this is. But a water hose went out down the dock, and manatees came up.
Oh,
fantastic! Spoiling you, man. First visit.
Wow, this is a super cool place.
That's drastic, yeah.
And this is like a cool culinary scene. And so a few weeks later, I came back just to check it out and did a tour around everything. I saw all these restaurants I really liked.
Were you thinking
and different than what we had in Central Texas, in Austin, kind of thing? I was like, I could be part of this, and I could add something that's not here already and fit in.
That's curious. Is seafood? What is the seafood scene in Austin?
It's like a copy of the seafood scene here.
Okay.
There's a few oyster bars kind of thing, but I mean, it's not, there's nothing like Bowen's Island.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I would say that's got to be probably it's my second most favorite restaurant in Charleston.
I know, they're fantastic.
You came that second time?
Yeah.
When did you start scouting locations?
And I was also just like looking around like, hey, I could put a food trailer over here. I could do this like a small scale, just kind of try it out kind of deal. Over by Recovery Room, there used to be some empty lots going in between like Line Street and getting to the Recovery Room. I was like, that could be a good spot over there. Like, I was writing down numbers, like, let me call. It says that's for sale right now, but maybe someone just wants to lease some dirt for a little bit. And I'd build a food trailer and haul a smoker out and try it out that way. Then I got a little bit more serious. I had made some friends here at that point and got a hold of a recommendation for a commercial real estate guy. Came back out. He took me around, look at different places, different options. And he said, there's this one spot, and like nothing was working out perfectly, but there's this one spot. But here's the thing. The people that own it want to be partners with you in it. And that's where I'm at now. And that's how Lewis Barbecue started.
Okay. Wow. So you were lucky
to people that own the whole half mile at that point. I think it's still called Half Mile North, that development.
So you didn't have to do the trailer thing. You didn't have to get a patch of dirt. You got to go straight into brick and mortar, stick built.
It costs us a lot of money and everything.
I'm sure.
At that point.
I mean, surely there's some luxuries that came with that too, as well.
Okay. So you got your place. Let's fast forward to you've gotten settled in. Is the menu that we see often when we go in there, is that pretty much the menu you started off with, or?
Pretty much.
Okay. So, yeah, so not a lot of expansion.
As far as refinement and technique, that's happened over that. So let me say, in June, this is going to be 10 years since we've been open. This is our 10-year anniversary. So there has been refinement along the way that keeps happening. I would say the product that we're serving now is better the product than we were serving 10 years ago.
So how many pit masters or how much of your staff is in that creative process?
Quite a few of them. I have my right-hand man, Philip Powers. He started with me. I don't know if you guys ever went to any of our pop-ups over at Revelry. We did a whole bunch of pop-ups while construction was happening for took like 2 years to get this place complete.
Yeah, just the restaurant.
I moved here. Yeah. But Philip Powers, he came down and started working with me. He's our culinary director at this point now. It's pretty much both of us.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
Like figuring stuff out.
Where do you all usually get your meat supplier from?
Are we talking about?
Let's say the brisket.
Yeah, brisket? Okay. Yeah, the main
so it's raised all over the country. Beef is different than pork or chicken.
Yeah,
that you can mass produce in one spot. Beef, it takes like acres and acres of land, right, and a long growth period till it's ready for slaughter. So that ends up happening all over the country. It's at small family farms all over the country. The product that we use comes specifically from one packing plant in Nebraska.
Okay.
And we take all the certified Angus beef USDA prime that they can produce.
Okay.
From that one plant.
I'm sure the recent droughts have impacted the beef business, especially with the prices.
The prices going up, which you guys see too.
Yeah, challenge. Yeah. But of course you have pork there. You have turkey. My God, the turkey's fantastic.
People just love the turkey.
It's fantastic.
It's so easy to do too.
Really? That's the thing. I don't like turkey that much. Thanksgiving, I would just as soon have stir fry, but that turkey is rad.
Yep. Hot guts as well.
Yep. Always the sausage.
Nice. Yeah. We were in Austin proper. La Barbecue. We were the first barbecue joint to start making our own sausage from scratch.
That's amazing.
Other people would say, "Oh, it's my recipe," and have someone else make it, and it wasn't their recipe, and they were just buying whatever these other people sold. But I'm very proud of that sausage. That was something when we opened La Barbecue. I was like, "We're making our own sausage. We're going to say we make it from scratch, and we're going to actually do it."
But I will dare say, as much as I love the meat, y'all's have some of the best sides I've ever had.
The sides are slamming.
Yeah,
thanks.
They're so good.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: they're all vegetarian.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
On purpose, because it's a meat-centric place. But if you're in a party and somebody doesn't eat meat, they need to have something to eat, right? And so we got like 6 different sides there that they can make a whole meal out of.
Yeah, the greens, fantastic.
Meat-free.
Yep. You know what? I don't need to run through the damn menu right now.
There is one side
telling you all the stuff you cook.
There's one side that's not meat-free, and it's our French fries, but it's because we fry them in 100% brisket fat that we render.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you render it yourselves? Man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Which also, if you come on Sunday, my most favorite thing on the menu is our chicken fried steak. And I think it's the very best one in the whole country. That chicken fried steak is also fried in 100% brisket fat.
Man, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that chicken and that Sunday special also has several sides, right?
We only make 60 of them.
Okay.
So if you want it, be there when we open.
We'll be first at the door,
Yeah, we'll announce all the wrong hours so we can get there first. We're going to take a break right now and go to commercial and be right back. Hey, everyone. We really want to encourage you to visit the refinery in Charleston, South Carolina. The refinery is a beautiful mixed-use facility that's home to upscale office space, 2 restaurants, the Limbo Lounge, and an amphitheater that hosts national, regional, and local acts year-round. We cannot recommend it enough. Go to therefinerychs.com to get event and venue information. You can also go to the site to learn how you can even book the spaces you want for your own event. So go check them out, and thanks.
And we're back. We've talked about your restaurant, talked about the menu. Need to talk about that bar because it is such a cool area.
The line for the restaurant kind of conveniently goes by.
Oh, yeah.
Part of the bar if you enter on that side.
That's
area.
intentional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. The thing that really popped me, and I just realized, so you have Shiner Bock there on draft, and I assume that's the Texas influence, and then that's one of the oldest breweries in America, right? And Eastern European. circle all the way back to smoked meats.
And most of those breweries, the oldest breweries, are Eastern European too. Miller is from over there.
Right.
They're Texas based. They also made Lone Star, which unfortunately, that's like the Pabst Blue Ribbon of Texas. Unfortunately, is not distributed.
Oh, really?
In South Carolina, which we would have.
That's right.
But yeah, the Spetzel Brewery.
Your bar has its own kind of like snack menu, or
if you don't want to do the full experience and just sit at the bar without having to get up, we got kind of a more simplified menu.
Right on.
Stuff not weighed out by the pound.
Mini nachos and all that.
When we opened, I just said weighed out by the pound. That was a big thing for the clientele. It took them a second to wrap their heads around that. It's not, it's not a plate of this and that. It's more like I describe it as going to the deli at Publix or Harris Teeter. And you
the
don't
sheer
have
amount
to,
of like paper.
If you want just one rib, we'll put on the scale and then there's a price for it. Or 2 slices of this or that kind of thing. And I think that's how we did in Central Texas. And that's just a holdover because these places were meat markets.
Yeah.
Right. So even the smoked meat would go on the scale too.
Yeah, I've really never thought twice about it. There always seems to be enough.
We were talking about just earlier about my experience with introducing at the first event here with the Charleston Brown Water Society, people freaking out about the beef. Like the beef was a new thing, but then when we opened too, not having plates, food being served on butcher paper, and you eat off butcher paper, that was like really wild to people here too.
Oh yeah.
Some people didn't like it. Some other competitors in town actually ran a radio ad saying something that you can eat off of real plates here.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a real metal fork and knife.
It's funny, the amount of meat threes that I've been served on like a styrofoam like lunch tray,
they're turning their nose up at a tray with a parchment paper or whatever going back to the restaurant with I guess it's very successful now. When were you comfortable enough with Lewis's Barbecue to think about possibly going into, I guess, Rancho Lewis? Was that next?
That was next, yeah.
Was that always in your mind, or was it just another one of those aha?
Well, we had been doing like making that kind of food like once a night over at Lewis Barbecue, like on Tuesdays. I think we would do something different every Tuesday, but that's just like the food that I grew up with.
Right.
In El Paso. And that's my most favorite food I like to eat it. Basically, that restaurant exists for me to have a place to eat my food that I want.
Yeah, the salsas are amazing.
Way out here in Charleston. And it's not necessarily Tex-Mex. It's its own kind of blend of whatever it is. But that's my most favorite thing to eat.
I think I had a drink out of a grapefruit there once. Was it a grapefruit or?
It was a big clay bowl.
Okay, it was just a clay bowl.
With whole grapefruits in it and limes.
Okay, there you go.
Lemons and oranges and stuff like that.
There you go. I dug that.
But I think we started getting into that when COVID happened and most restaurants got shut down and all the F&B people, like basically in the course of a week, they're like, they don't have a job anymore. And a lot of those people live paycheck to paycheck, right? Just trying to feed themselves. We just started once a week making like Mexican food. Or what in El Paso, what we call Mexican food. I call it border food.
Yeah. Okay.
Just making it for free. And if you came in like with a pay stub from any hospitality job you worked at, we'd make like 200 of whatever dish and just like, here you go for free. And we started doing that every week.
Wow. Okay. So that became
just kind of helping out the F&B employees.
Yeah, it almost became like an outreach.
But that was the kind of how Rancho Lewis started.
That's awesome.
So the menu there, been there a couple of times. Pretty much your baby, the place you want to eat.
You can go there right after this.
We can. It's right. It's right
across those railroad tracks right there.
That's right. Like I said earlier, I love the salsas there and several of the items. It has a great happy hour too. By the way,
and it's got a little bit. It's that border cuisine.
Yeah,
I've also mixed in a little bit of the smoked items into it too.
Yeah, I was wondering
cross-pollination from the.
Then you went from Rancho. You have a Greenville location too. Was that 2-3 years ago? When did y'all try that one out?
3 years, I think.
Okay.
Now at this point, and Rancho's 3 years. Rancho opened in May. And Greenville opened in September, I think, which is, man, don't ever do that to yourself. 2 restaurants in 1 year.
I was about to say, man.
It's a nightmare.
And then you recently opened up in Atlanta, right?
In Atlanta, yeah.
So are Greenville and Atlanta similar menu, similar style, the look?
Atlanta's a little bit different looking. I recommend going to check it out. The bar is in a separate building.
Okay.
It has the same bar menu as Lewis Charleston and Lewis Greenville, but with an additional from the kitchen menu, some more exciting kind of bar menu things that you can only get there.
Okay, cool.
Atlanta had the space for us to expand the menu a little bit, but there's a full, like, its own bar that's separate. It's just right across the walkway from it.
That's kind of cool. It gives the idea of the smokehouse and then the bar.
Oh, the cool thing about there too, it's, as far as I know, it's the world's first rooftop smokehouse.
Ooh, that's awesome.
This location didn't have the room down at the ground level to do the smokehouse, so we built it on top of it. And it's its own completely separate structure.
Well,
that's not actually even attached to the building other than the elevator shaft that goes up and down.
That is ingenious because everyone on ground level is going to be smelling it.
Yeah, the whole city's going to be smelling that stuff.
That's like torture home. That's awesome.
Put a bunch of windmills up there and just, start pumping it around the town.
Oscillating fans.
Yeah, absolutely. So you went into Atlanta. Did you have to really advertise the marketing, stuff like that? Or was it popular when you started?
Bit. That was kind of a little, people, like, only the foodies know us there, right?
Oh, okay.
So you have to kind of get the word out a little bit. And that's kind of how, it was like that in Charleston too, because we did pop-ups like every Saturday on the dot for a whole year over at Revelry Brewing. And so, like, all the foodie people, like, we'd have a line of, like, when we started our pop-up every Saturday at 11, there'd be a line of 100 people out there. But it just, it takes a while for, everybody that's not, glued to Instagram and the following Eater and whatever, like that, word of mouth kind of thing.
So what's your role now? I mean, I know you're back in the kitchen and all, but do you find yourself being the entrepreneur, the ambassador, the guy who goes between 3 cities now?
Yeah.
Pretty much all that?
It's turned into a little bit of a nightmare, actually.
Yeah. But
you caught me, like, this is the first week I've been at home. I get the whole week here at home in Charleston, which is now my second residence. I have a house in Atlanta now too. I had to change my residency and I'm going to be permanently moving there, which doesn't mean I won't be here anymore, but permanently moving there pretty soon. And that was for the liquor licensing that we had to do.
Right on. Okay.
Not right on, not paying the ass. But
okay. Yeah.
But anyways, I get to discover, and the food scene is, and it's the same with Greenville. That's why we chose Greenville. A lot of people were coming here, guests, and saying, you need to do one of these in Greenville. And then once I got up there and I checked out the culinary scene, I liked the restaurants up there. They didn't have what we were doing. I felt like we fit in. Same thing with Atlanta too. So
yeah, Greenville's done bonkers change in just the past 10, 15 years. Seems like Charleston was more of a slow burn. Greenville, to me, seems like, a bomb was set off and then built so many cool things. So many cool people were there. Then you have people that have discerning taste, or at least eclectic taste. So you need to satisfy that, right?
I don't know. When I came here in 2014 to that event, my first time here, I was blown away by the culinary scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it must have been a slow burn up to that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When I got here, I was like, this is more awesome than Austin.
Yeah, from the late 70s. Then it got big. It got bigger and bigger, and it was embraced. I guess we're not at the zenith. Of course, we can never be at the zenith of the scene, right?
So, just opened up a new restaurant. Can we expect 2 more by the end of the year?
Jesus, no.
What other future endeavors? What do you play? Anything behind the scenes?
The only thing on the horizon, and we're about to start construction, is in Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be the 4th Lewis barbecue.
That'd be a great place.
That'll be an amazing place. Yeah.
This is kind of based on, like, is the crowd right for it? But then there's a lot of needs just finding a spot. Like, a huge amount of space for a smokehouse, right? Also, you want parking. The clientele that come to visit our restaurants are not there's a lot of tourists that come here in Charleston, which is nice.
Yeah.
and they're coming through Uber, but people need parking. And that was kind of like the location here in Charleston.
Yeah.
It's downtown, but it also has outdoor dining area, which
nice
is huge in Charleston. Like you can't find that like anywhere downtown.
Yeah, and you have the takeout,
beautiful trees and everything like that.
Yeah, and you have the trailer out there for the takeout and everything. It is a fantastic
but
area.
then the parking, like not just what's in front of our lot, being part of that half mile north thing. That's just the whole. People can park everywhere around there. So in Raleigh, that was kind of the same thing too. Is there room for a smokehouse? Is there tons of parking? Is there room for an outdoor space? Because we're still trying to do, the vibe of being in the backyard in Austin kind of thing a little bit.
That's great. I like that idea. I'm a fan. I like sitting outside. Although I gotta say, sometimes the heat and the mosquitoes and the gnats and all that. We know some really great homemade bug spray. Shrimp City Report bug spray. It'll be out this fall.
Oh, well,
or the spring.
Bring me a bottle and I'll trade you a sandwich for it.
Okay, sure. Okay, future endeavor. Oh, wait, we're not supposed to do our future endeavors.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could start wrapping up with how do we get to find y'all? Websites, social media, follow our nose.
So you can find us on Instagram. What is our Instagram? I think it's at Lewis Barbecue CHS. So this year is our 10-year anniversary, which we're really excited about. And it's amazing too, in the way the city and the community has received us here. And we do things to give back to the community, to be part of it also too. But we feel like, in 10 years, I feel like we're part of Charleston now.
Oh yeah,
I'm not an outsider anymore.
Absolutely.
Like I'm part of the city and some of the charm of the city. And we just so grateful to, all the neighbors around us that have supported us for so long. So we're going to be doing some cool, fun things on our 10-year anniversary throughout the whole year. And the way to find out about that, and the chili roast is coming back to Charleston this year.
Oh, is it?
By the way.
Oh,
right on.
Which is right across from the tracks again over in the old spot, which is a super cool thing to come to.
Yeah.
And how you can find out when that's happening is to follow us on Instagram or on our Facebook, or sign up for a newsletter over at lewisbarbecue.com.
Okay.
You can find it there. And the cool thing about the chili roast, reason to come, the whole reason we do it is for a benefit for the Friends of Joseph Lloyd Manor, which is right down the street, the old folks home up there. And it's just basically for them to buy groceries for the old folks in the nursing home there.
Oh, we'll definitely help promote that.
Amazing,
But there's going to be some other things that we're still like kind of hatching out, which are kind of really exciting and cool. And just follow us and you'll find out about those.
All right.
Free things.
Well, excellent. Congratulations on 10 years. I can't overstate what Lewis has done for the Lowcountry, what it means. Everybody goes there. It's in the conversation of everything with Rodney Scott and everybody else that's in this area. So we're fans. We can't.
I'm a fan of the Lowcountry too, man.
Yeah. So we're definitely fans. Glad you're here. You want to wrap it up, buddy?
Yeah.
Any favorite restaurants?
Oh, should we?
We could all go around.
Okay. Mine since 1984 is G&M Fast and French. That's just because I don't know. I
still have not been there yet.
Yeah, I love it's like a Woolworth deli doing French food, and that's been my favorite place since they opened, basically. Okay. I'm 58.
Any other ones?
What else do we like a lot? I love the burger at Royal American.
I do too.
Got to mention, we go there almost actually about 3 or 4 times a month, El Molino.
Yeah, we get all our tacos at Molino, and let's see
at the new location up on Rivers.
Yeah, that's where we're
closer.
Yeah,
I haven't been inside there yet. Do they have the whole tortilleria and everything?
Yeah, they have everything. Yeah,
it's bigger than the other one, right?
Humongous, man.
It's like a superplex.
Yeah, they put in a seafood bar now that you can get
like ceviche,
you can consume drinks there too.
Like that, yeah.
I keep forgetting, but I was at Northern Tool last night and the night before that, right next door. I need to just walk over.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. You put me on the spot with like restaurants. I don't know. Pages isn't bad for I like, going over there sometimes.
There. Yeah.
The breakfast, the brunches.
I still think one of my favorite seafood places in Charleston is Easter Bees in West Hathaway.
It really is. How about you? What do you go eat?
I cook a lot at home. And I have a chamber vacuum sealer in my house. So I have big batches of things, like gumbo, like 5 gallons, and then portion it all into because I'm working a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I want something good to eat that's not, just, okay, guilty pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go to El Molino because the closest one to me, and it's a pain in that, is Popeyes, which is a chain restaurant, which is by Northern Tool and El Molino. I think Bowen's Island is probably I love a restaurant where it's an experience kind of thing. And I just love Bowen's Island. I love their fried seafood. I love the raw seafood, everything there. It's not pretentious. Anytime anybody comes from out of town, that's where I take them.
That is a fantastic place to take people.
There and Louis Barbecue. I take them to Louis Barbecue.
Of course.
We're big fans.
My favorite restaurant is I don't eat in the restaurant because I don't want to be at work when I'm eating, but I get everything from Rancho Louis and then take it home and make it. But that's just my craveable food. But in my neighborhood, Vern's is 1 block from my house.
Okay.
Have you guys been there?
Not yet.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. They just got a Michelin.
Oh, really?
A Michelin star.
Wow.
Malagon is over on Spring Street, the Spanish restaurant, in cahoots with, what's the French restaurant called right around the corner from there? Why is this not coming to me right now?
That's drawing a blank myself.
Anyways, right around the corner is their second place. And Chubby Fish is 2 blocks from my house. I don't go there very often. It's usually only when people are from out of town.
But you're in a good spot, man.
All 3 of those are really awesome.
Yeah, the only thing about, G&M Fast and French, that's on Broad, so it's a pain in the...
What does G&M stand for?
Gilliard and Muscle, blah, blah. Sorry.
It's in between King and Meeting on Broad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
that's the problem. I never get all the way down that far.
Yeah, I mean,
I have this giant truck, which is not because I'm trying to prove anything, but it's what you need to haul around a barbecue.
Yeah, you got to haul.
And just the streets and the parking in Charleston are not conducive to that 250.
Conducive to a legit
a horse-drawn carriage.
They're conducive to a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, a Fiesta or a 1970
I rent a parking
Mini
spot
Cooper
across from my house because the house was built in 1855, and the driveway that's there, it has to have been made for a carriage.
Oh yeah,
you can't even fit a Ford Fiesta in it.
Let me tell you, if I'm circling to super back, Juanita Greenberg's always one of my favorites for a long time.
Is that still around?
Yeah, it's still around.
Yeah. Okay.
We're big fans
been there in a while.
Of downtown places too.
I was there maybe 11 years ago because I needed nachos.
That's it, man.
And a picture of margaritas after a long day of some event that we did before we opened the restaurant.
The first place I ever was where there was a shelf with, 40 different hot sauces. I was like, this is great.
You're a hot sauce guy.
I was a hot sauce guy until I started having some that were a little too extreme. And then I just dialed it back to just some dark Mexican sauces. And Texas Pete's been on my table since I was a child for every meal.
That's actually if you were going to say Crystal or Louisiana or something like that, or Tabasco.
Yeah.
Texas Pete is my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about it. You could just turn the bottle straight up.
Well, you have to come to the chili roast because we bring in about 6,000 pounds of hatch chili. We roast them on site, but we also we get in a whole bunch and we start months, when was this? October? We've been fermenting our hot sauce that we sell at it.
Oh, very
made
cool.
out of fire roasted hatch green chilies, which is not crazy intense.
As a person who only discovered hatch chilies maybe 3 years ago, they're one of my favorite peppers now, just because of the different flavor they bring in compared to everything else.
Good point.
And that's what I grew up with out in El Paso. It's in the Rio Grande River Valley up there. My great grandparents owned a hatch chili farm up there. So that's why if you look at Louis Barbecue, there's hatch chilies and half the things there. We got the world's first green barbecue sauce because it's a hatch green chili.
Oh, okay.
Not salsa, but barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I'm hungry. We got to wrap. We're going to have to wrap this up and go get a beer and something to eat. Yep. Well, we want to thank you very much for coming, John, and telling us all about Louis's. We will have all your links and how to get in touch with you and a very nice write-up and pictures, which we will take in a minute to put into our website as well. So we'll have your show up and everyone will be able to get in touch with you.
Yep.
We want to thank everybody for coming out this week. Otherwise, y'all have a great week and stay safe.
Bye.